Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on, TV world? What's going on, Facebook? You know what I'm saying? This is your host, man. This is your host from the uh we live right now we are live right now episode. This is another episode, and this is your host Tyreso Johnny Honey Bun. How's everybody doing? What's going on? Okay, this is my day two of the NCAA tournament, and I would like to know what was everybody's surprising team, and I would like to know what teams what was a major disappointment. Now I would like to say that the surprising team that I saw it wasn't kind of surprising to me because of the way they played. But I'm gonna just tell y'all this, and I told y'all this. They were one of my dark horse teams into the NCAA tournament, and that team is Loyola Chicago Ramblers. I'm gonna say it one more time: Loyola Chicago Ramblers. I'm telling you, this team is in the Sweet 16. It's the Sweet 16 now. As a result of beating Miami Hurricanes in the first round and Tennessee Volunteers the second round. Now they're in the Sweet 16. I'm telling you, I told you guys about this team. I told y'all about this team because the way they execute in terms of passing the ball is very efficient. I told you they were similar to the gold. They were similar. They kind of like the Golden State. They're kind of like the Golden State Warriors of passing. I'm telling you, because they the way they go about passing the ball is very excellent. Now before I get into before I get to my other disappointments, I just want to let y'all know too that currently I'm watching the Butler Bulldogs go up against the Purdue Boilermakers. Now, like I said, back to what I was saying about Loyola Chicago. I'm telling you, they know how to execute in terms of passing. They yesterday's game was a thriller. It was at the last minute. They put it in the hands of this point guard by last name of Cluster. He came through with the it was a lucky bounce, but thank goodness, because like I told y'all, I got them going right into the Sweet 16. That's one of my surprising teams. That's one of my surprising teams as well. Like I said, I told you that Loyola Chicago is one of my dark horse teams that's entering into the tournament. And like I said, man, they really surprising heads, man. They didn't expect this to come about, but you know, I mean, a lot of fans, I mean, did not expect this to come about. But like I said, they're the way they execute in terms of the passing is the way they execute is very efficient, and they're a very unselfish team. I'm telling you, they know how to win games by they willing to make that extra pass to win games. So that's one of my surprising teams. That's one of my surprising teams. In the NCAA tournament. And congratulations, by the way, to Loyola Chicago Ramblers. They're going into the Sweet 16, by the way. Like I told y'all, man. They're a very surprising team. Okay. Now, also,
but he throws a little bit of his own curve. And Martin watching the curveball as he just plants himself. Doesn't go up to try to block it. Gets the feet down. He's outside the.
like I said, y'all. I'm watching the Purdue Boilermakers go up. Butler Bulldogs going up against the Purdue Boilermakers. I think Butler is going to go ahead against Purdue because I don't think Purdue has what it takes to go further into the NCAA tournament. Based on last year, they were a very disappointment. And I think they're going to be a major disappointment to me now. You know what I'm saying? And one of my let me see, one of my other teams. Oh man, I haven't come up with another surprising team and stuff like that. That's still in the NCAA tournament. Um, like I said, oh yeah, matter of fact, one of my surprising teams is Syracuse. Matter of fact, yes, Syracuse. And shout out to my man G, man. But shout out to my man G, the barber. You know what I'm saying? So Syracuse, matter of fact, is one of my other surprising teams. Because they were able to be come out of the first four, come out of the first four in terms of that round, and beat Arizona State. And also go into the first round. A lot of people expected TCU to win that game, but Syracuse came on top. That was my other team. That was my other team. That's kind of like a surprising team for me right now. Syracuse, they know how to play. They know how to play that 2-3 zone. They have the players that, because of their length and their size, they know how to execute in terms of the 2-3 zone. Jim Boeheim has established that for years now. So like I told y'all, man, they know how to execute in terms of their defense. They know how to drive. They know how to penetrate, and they were able to beat TCU for that monster 2-3 zone. So Syracuse is one of my surprising teams as well, going into the tournament as well. Now, my major disappointments is Arizona and Virginia. First of all, Arizona Wildcats. First of all, you had, that team, Arizona Wildcats. Let me pause this. Let me mute this for a second here. Let me tell y'all something about that Arizona game. Major disappointment with Arizona and in the Virginia, it was just like an internet pause. Like I said, to the Arizona Wildcats, y'all go in there thinking that that team thought that they were that they can go walk all over UB, and shout out to the UB Bulls. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the UB Bulls for executing that win over Arizona Wildcats. Arizona Wildcats, you had possibly the best front court in America. There is no excuse for y'all to lose that game, because obviously the coach Sean Miller of the Arizona Wildcats forgot basic fundamentals in terms of offense. You got to get your big men to set constant pick and rolls for your guards and your small forward. You got to get, once again, like I told you, that's basic fundamentals. That's basic fundamentals offensively 101. Okay? There is no reason why your two big men should be shooting shots. Even though, yes, Eaton had at the time like 14 points and 11 boards at the time. I know he probably had more than that. But there's no excuse that you had two 7-footers. Two 7-footers. I'm telling y'all, 2 7-footers to come up there shooting the ball and not probably imposing their will. That's not just bad on the players' part. It's just bad coaching. And I mean Sean Miller. And then you say after the when it came down to your press conference, you say that you have to look over the tape. That's inexcusable. That's very inexcusable. That is very inexcusable, because you should have been looked at the tape, or all the tape of UB Bulls. And like I said, shout out once again to the UB Bulls. I'm not going to front, because I had Arizona going all the way to the national championship and winning it all. But unfortunately, they don't know basic fundamentals offensively. Offensively, the Arizona Wildcats does not know basic fundamentals in terms of offense. You need to go back to your basic fundamentals 101. where you're supposed to have your two big men constantly sending picks for your guards and your small forward. There's no excuse. There is no excuse whatsoever. Not just no excuse. You guys lost by 21 some odd points. And like I said, UB is not UB is not nobody to sleep on. It's because, like I said, UB is the MAC champions for the reason. They're the MAC champions for a reason. And the way UB executed, and the way the coach Nate Oates, if I'm getting it right, Nate Oates, he installed his players with confidence, and because he know that he's going against a bigger school, a better program, but he showed now that the underdogs can't overcome they can't overcome Goliath. Can beat Goliath. Yes, maybe I'm over exaggerating. The underdogs can beat the teams that are able to. Certain underdogs are able to beat the teams that are bigger than them, that may be stronger than them, that may be faster than them. That's what an underdog does. And shout out to, like I said, shout out to the UB Bulls basketball team. Y'all did y'all thing. And I doubted y'all. I do apologize to y'all. And I do apologize to the coach, to y'all head coach, Nate Oates, because he deserves a lot of credit for installing confidence in his team and going and imposing their will on the Arizona Wildcats. That's one of my disappointing teams. Okay. Now, the second disappointing team that I'll have to say is the Virginia Cavaliers. You go into the tournament, the top number one seed, and you lose to a team that is 16th. That is a 16th seed. Very inexcusable. Unacceptable. There's no excuse for that. There's absolutely no excuse for that. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves for coming out the way y'all came out flat. Y'all came out overconfident. And there was no reason for that. Like I said, whatsoever, there was no reason for that. No reason for that at all. It's very inexcusable. It is very unacceptable. Y'all ought to be ashamed. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Y'all were a very disappointment. That was like I said, you guys were like very disappointing, and I'm sad. And I'm saddened that you guys did not execute the way y'all was supposed to execute against a 16th seed. But shout out to the 16th seed that beat Virginia. Let me look something up real quick for y'all. Hold on for a second. Hold on for one quick second. I should have done this before. I should have done this before. Hold on for one quick second. Oh, man. Oh, man. Let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all are very, like I said, to the Virginia Wildcats, man. Y'all disappointed me a lot. How do you come out as one seed to lose to a 16th to a team that is a 16th seed? There's no excuse for that whatsoever. I don't care what it is, what type of excuses y'all come up with. There's no excuse for that. Like I said, man, yeah, there's no excuse for that whatsoever. No excuse for that. Matter of fact, like I said, man, part 2 coming up, man. Like I said, I'm still going to talk about Virginia. I'm still going to talk about the Virginia Wildcats and then how they lost like that. Still going to talk about them. Okay. All right.